Hey friends, this is Praveen here, and on this video I'm just going to be speaking about what my January month looked like, the kind of books that I read, how many videos did I produce and all those things. So I'm going to be reflecting my month and join me in doing that. Hey folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On this channel, we review non-fiction books and I also speak about lessons that I'm personally learning and implementing in my life. I find it really useful and productive. I hope you do too. So as I said at the start, I'm starting this new series on my channel where I'm going to be kind of reviewing about the kind of books that I read this month and also speak about the YouTube videos that I produced and if I've been consistent, non-consistent, inconsistent and things like that. And one of the main reasons I want to do this is not every book that I read I might end up reviewing. So I want you folks to kind of pick up books that I might not be reviewing as well. And two, it's kind of having a public accountability partner, right? So those are the two reasons why I want to be doing this. So let's get started. So first with the books that I read this month, right? So I read 3 books. I quit 2 books, right? So that's a total of 5. I don't want to speak about the books that I quit because, I didn't find it interesting for whatever reason, but you might find it. So I don't want to be the one who's influencing how you feel about a certain kind of a book, right? So, but on to the books that I read, 2 physical and then 1 on Kindle. So the book that I read on Kindle was The Richest Man in Babylon. It's an amazing book on financial literacy, especially if you're getting started. In one of my forthcoming videos, I'll probably update my description with the review of that book. When it comes out, it's going to be coming out later in this month. So that's one book that I read. It's a short, punchy read. Probably you could complete it over a weekend when you have like 1.5 or 2 hours to read a book. It's an amazing book that was written in 1926. But you would be surprised at its relevance even today, right? So that's one book that I read. The second book that I read, maybe you should speak to someone, by Lori Gottlieb. Hope I spelled her name right. It's an amazing book. I mean, I would say it was a surprise book. I got it as a secret Santa gift from one of my colleagues. Lori is a therapist herself and she picks 4 patients and she speaks about the situation, circumstances and the reflections they have. And when she herself is going through a turmoil in her personal life, right? So this book is a very funny and a very reflective kind of a book that I found it personally useful. A lot of situations that I could relate to, a lot of learnings that you could take away just by reading, about lives of other people, right? So these are 4 people that would look like a normal person that you would meet on a street. So it's an amazing book around, how humans behave when they are with therapists, what are the pitfalls that they have, what does a life of a therapist look like and stuff like that. So it's an amazing book if you are someone who's looking for a light breezy read about how humans behave with therapists. The third book that I read for this month was Thinking in Bets by Annie Duke, who is a former poker player herself. And this book is around decisions making, right? So making smarter decisions. And I must say, for me, this is easily the book of the month, right? So I learned so much. In fact, I'm going to be making a couple of videos around, the concepts discussed in this book and, what are the common pitfalls in decision making. For example, equating the quality of the outcome with the quality of the decision we take. How can we think effectively in bets and, what are the common hacks that you could employ in your everyday life to make your bets and your decisions much, moving them towards more probability of success. Right, so it's an amazing book, easily the book of the month. Any of my friends or colleagues who have spoken to me this month, there is a good chance that I would have mentioned this book at least twice or thrice to them. Right, so apart from this, I quit 2 books as I told, one around biography and another around, let's say both of them were around biography, interestingly. I don't know, maybe I'll check to see if it's a pattern that I don't like biography, but I'm going to be reading a couple of more biographies or autobiographies this month. Hopefully stay tuned for my Feb Roundup, right? From a YouTube front, I produced zilch 0 videos this month. And I want to change this for Feb, but because I saw this month as a preparation, right? So once, it's not like I had a new year goal to produce, but I've been wanting to produce more consistent YouTube videos. And I used the whole of Jan to write a bunch of scripts, shoot a bunch of videos, which you'll be seeing, right? So all the books that we discussed today are, be discussed in book reviews. And I'm also going to be speaking about lessons that I learned from these books. So I'll update the description when we have them ready, right? So here is what we are going to do in continuance to the series, right? So I'm going to say, let's say I read 3 books in Jan. So next month, let's say Feb, I end up reading, let's say 4 more books. The total count for the year is going to be 7. And let's say I end up producing hopefully 8 videos. So we'll have a video counter and a book counter for the month and for the year. So let's see where we get there. My goal is to produce at least 100 videos and go up to 150 if I manage to stay on track, right? So let's see if we get there, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah, do let me know if you like to add something else to this roundup as well. So I read 3 books for this month. Thinking in Bets, highly recommended. A great book if you want to know more about decision making, how poker players think, and what is it that you can replicate in your life for decision making. Maybe you should speak to someone by a therapist about her experiences of dealing with patients, and the reflections that you could take back to your life when her life was in turmoil as well. So what are the reflections that she is taking? Very funny, very easy read. And The Richest Man in Babylon, again a book around financial literacy, right? So these are the 3 books. Video count is 0 for now, so let's see where this takes us. So until the next video, this is Praveen Ramesh signing off. See you guys.